Hi, welcome to the second tutorial in managing your website with the Paradesign Shift content management system. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to edit content and perform basic operations on the content management system. But before showing you that, I need to show you the front page of your website, or in this case, the demonstration website. By clicking on the top right hand area of the administrator section, or specifically the dashboard, it will launch your website. You should be brought to the front page of your website. In this case, it looks pretty boring, but that's alright because this is a tutorial. So, why have I showed you this page? Well, it's mainly to show you that the content that we're about to edit. Take note of the headings, the name, and various other features. Now I'm going to take you back to the administrative page and we're going to edit some of this content. So going back to the administrative page, click on the content button, which is located on the quick links, and you'll be brought to content tab. Note that all articles or pages are known as items. I'll use them interchangeably though, so when I say item or article, it's pretty much the same concept. So let's click on to the front page item. There are some features or options that are shown in the front here that will be the same as the actual layout if you go back one page. So let's click back. Publish searchable comments. If I click on here, publish searchable comments, you can choose to edit those features or options within the actual article or in the content section where more items are showing. In this case we only have one. So moving along, we've got a couple of options as you scroll down the page. Comments, which I'll show you what they do. If we turn them off and hit apply, note the comments are here. After refreshing the page, comments disappear. What I just did there earlier was pressing the apply button. The apply button applies changes, as it pretty much speaks for itself. What's the difference between save and apply? Well, save will actually save and then perform that button, which is the close button, whereas the apply button keeps you in the page just in case you're not sure of your options. So let's just say we want those comments back on and we hit save in this case. You'll be presented, or more like moved back to the content page, and at the top you'll also see item save. Always keep an eye out for this area at the top after making changes to your website, because that's a sure indication of either applying or saving your content. So let's go back again. And meanwhile refresh the page just to show you what's happened. The comments are back. Okay, so we're going to get onto the main part of the website, and the most important thing of all is the actual what you see is what you get editor. This is pretty much self-explanatory, but I will go through some of the buttons that are most important for formatting your content and text. And these basic operations can all be done within this page. If you're familiar with Word or editing email, this is pretty much the same concept. So let's just say we wanted to get rid of all this content. This is easy as just selecting it all and pressing backspace or the delete button. Now, for example, let us put in a new heading. We just call it heading. Note how it's actually taken up formatting already. That's because previously there was a heading format there. The reason for doing this is to actually show you that sometimes when you're editing content, previous formatting will still apply. It's much like Microsoft Word does as well. So the best way to get rid of everything altogether is to click on remove formatting. That's just to make sure. If that doesn't work, click paragraph. This will turn your text into a normal paragraph. This is a paragraph, for example. Now, if you wanted to have a heading, just type in what you need to use as a heading. Select the button here and click on any of the headings you choose. I recommend using either heading 1 up to heading 4 really. Heading 5 gets a little bit small, and 6 as well. I don't think anyone's going to really see that. So let's say for example I chose heading 2. So you've got a heading 2, but you want something to be bold as well. Just click and select it. Also notice that you can actually use some of the shortcuts, the common shortcuts such as Control B for bold, that just showed up there, and Control I for italics. If you're on the Mac, that should be Command instead of Control. Paragraph alignments are all shown here as well, and there's even a word spell or a word checker. Personally, I wouldn't rely on those, but feel free to use it if you're not sure about certain spelling. So that's pretty much all there is to it for editing content without putting pictures in so far. But say for example you needed to add a link into it. All you need to do is select the text that you want to turn into a link, click on Insert Edit Link. You can choose to type in a URL or website that you want it to send to, or alternatively you can select from some of your menu items. In this case there is only a home menu item, or even example with sub menus. Let's just say we wanted to use Google in this case. We just hit insert. It's gone to blue. Don't be alarmed though, the blue is merely just formatting in the editor, or the what you see is what you get editor. It won't show as the same color unless blue is part of your website styling that was set up by us. So let's hit apply. Let's go back to the website and hit refresh. I'm using a shortcut. So there's a link there, and everything that we wrote into there has actually shown up. This is a paragraph and heading. But let's say we don't want the social bookmarks or the comments, and we want to change this at the top. That's pretty simple. Going back to the administrative panel, notice how that was called front page. Simply change this to home, for example. And slug. Slug is important. It's a strange name, but it's important for SEO. Make sure that this is as short as possible, but also relative to the content on the website. So if it's home, in this case it should be called home. It won't make or break your website, but it's good to keep in mind that if your area is about your services, perhaps you go our services or just services. This will help with being visible on the search engine, and also shorten your URLs. So let's press accept. Let's take away comments like we said earlier, and we scroll down just a little bit more, and no social bookmarks. So we've given it a new name, we've turned off comments, and we've also turned off social bookmarks. Let's hit apply. Now I'm going to refresh the page. These guys should disappear. Simple, tidy and clean. So in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to put in a picture into your content and align it nicely. Thanks.